How is everybody doing? Hope you're all well. We're going to take a look at Simon and Garfunkel, the Complete Albums Collection. This is a pretty neat box set from Sony Music. It was released in 2014. It contains the catalogue of Simon and Garfunkel, their output, studio and live, which is pretty nice. Now there is another box set, and I bought this, I'd say maybe 2010. This one only has the 5 studio albums recorded back in the 60s. It also has the concert in Central Park, but it's a DVD, which is a little bit disappointing because technically it's a gatefold, and maybe they should have had the actual CD there as well. Another thing about these is that there's extra tracks on every album. You get bonus tracks, whereas the new or box set doesn't give you the bonus tracks. So let's check it out. Let's open it up and take a look. Yeah, when Paul Simon, has to be said, is probably the Cole Porter of the last 60 years. Fascinating guy. I'm reading a book at the moment written by Peter Amos Carlin, Homeward Bound, The Life of Paul Simon, and yeah, it's fantastic if you like his music. I think that Simon and Garfunkel and Paul Simon up as far as maybe 1991. I think all that stuff is essential. I don't really have anything from Paul Simon after that. I've not really gotten into them as such. There's also a Simon box set as well. This is a little bit disappointing because unlike other clamshells, this one is just open-ended, so you know, you pick it up the wrong way and they're all going to fly out. So that's one black mark against it. You do get a book with some photographs and leave notes as well. So yeah, and then you get the track listings and stuff like that. Wednesday morning, 3 AM. This is the first one. This is when they were starting off. Produced by Tom Wilson. This contains the acoustic version of The Sounds of Silence. It was overdubbed with a band after, the year later I think, and it became a hit. So yeah, nice Columbia label there. This isn't a bad album. It's not their best by any means. Last Night I Had the Strangest Dream, Bleecker Street, Because He Was My Brother, Peggy O. Yeah, wouldn't be my favourite by any means, but there you go. Next up is Sounds of Silence, and this has the newer version of that track on it, and a big hit. Bob Dylan was electric as well by then, so you know, the electric bands, folky stuff was kind of getting a little bit outdated and stuff like that. Leaves of Green, Blessed, Kathy's Song, Angie, Richard Corey is another famous song of theirs. April Come She Will, that's a great track. I Am a Rock is also on it. Next up is Parsley, Sage, Rosemary and Thyme. This is where they really start getting, or where Paul's songs start to get very, very complex and more interesting. Scarborough Fair Canticle, Patterns, Cloudy. Homeward Bound is on that, fantastic song. The Big Bright Green Pleasure Machine. Feeling Groovy, the 59th Street Bridge song, that's a great track. Dangling Conversation is on that as well. A Simple, Delusory, Philippic. It's, I think, something to Dylan. I think it's a bit of a nod to Dylan. There you go. Graduate. This was a movie starring Dustin Hoffman as a college student having an affair with an older woman. This one Paul didn't want to release. He was angry over it, but Sounds of Silence is on this. Mrs. Robinson, it's the version heard in the film. It's kind of a demo version almost. Scarborough Fair is on there. April Come She Will. There's also incidental music in here by Dave Grusin. So yeah, it's kind of a novelty item really, but it was actually quite a big seller. It was a huge seller back then, and movie was quite popular as well. Bookends, a lot of people say this is one of their best albums. Certainly a great listen. There's some great stuff on this. America is on it. That's one of my favourite Simon and Garfunkel tracks. At the Zoo, Mrs. Robinson, the fleshed out version is on this. Hazy Shade of Winter, that's also there. Save the Life of My Child. Overs, Bookends theme. Old Friends, it's another nice track. But again, it's a great album. And Bridge Over Troubled Water. This is the last studio album they recorded together. I didn't realise that they were I thought they fell out at the time, but they've been in touch over the years and performed various times. Paul always liked Artie's voice on his music. You know, Artie didn't really write songs. He had a solo career himself, but it kind of started off strong and kind of went downhill. Yeah, Bridge Over Troubled Water is probably their masterpiece. The song itself is fantastic. Also has Cecilia on it, El Condor, Pass. The Boxer is on that as well. Baby Driver. Yeah, it's a great album. It really is. You also get the greatest hits in this box, which is nice because there's a couple of oddities on it as well. Some live tracks, I think, but you know, all the hits are here. Mrs. Robinson, For Emily, wherever I may find her. The Boxer, Feeling Groovy, Sound of Silence, I Am a Rock, Scarborough Fair, Homeward Bound, Bridge Over Troubled Water, America, Caddy's Song, El Condor Pasa, Bookends, and Cecilia. So it is a great album. You know, it's concise, to the point, and they're all here. It's a big seller as well. Back in the day. So next up is the concert in Central Park. Paul's solo career was starting to dwindle around 1980 with One Trick Pony. He released 3 great albums in the early to mid 70s and then kind of went into the doldrums. One Trick Pony was also a film he was in, he starred in, and he wrote. It's nothing's very memorable from that era. Late in the Evening is a track from that, which is fantastic. But in 1981, September 19th, they played in Central Park. It was a huge concert. I think it was a free concert. It's one of my favourite concerts of all time. I have the DVD. I had it on video. I've been watching it for the last 40 years. I think it came out in 1982 on vinyl and video after that. But it really is fantastic. And this is the first time I've ever had a CD. I've got a couple of DVD copies. Again, they could have put the DVD into this, you know. But this is fantastic. I mean, you've got some amazing players on it. It's the, you know, the who's who of session musicians. You've got Rob Mounsey synthesizer, Grady Tate on drums, Steve Gadd on drums, Richard T piano, Anthony Jackson on bass. Guitars are also by David Brown, Pete Carr. Trumpets, John Gatchell, John Eckert. Saxophones, Dave Tafani and Jerry Nywood. Yeah, it's fantastic. Really is. I could watch it every day for the rest of my life. I just absolutely love it. Great versions. But ironically, I think before the video came out, Art Garfunkel didn't like his vocals on the night, and I think he recorded them all again and tried to dub them onto the... He had to, you know, sync his singing to the movement on the screen. That it's supposed to be a nightmare. But so yeah, unfortunately that happened. But look, you know, it's probably one of the best concerts, and it's definitely one of my favorite live albums of all time. It's definitely in my, I reckon it's in my top 5. Yeah, excellent. Next up is Old Friends. Now, you know, in the early 80s, they were actually going to record an album together again, Hearts and Bones, but they fell out, and Hearts and Bones became the first Simon solo album of the 80s. And it's a good album, and then it kind of sunk under the radar, and then he came back in 86 at Graceland, and he reinvented himself, and the rest is history. You know, he was really at the top of his game, and you know, after that you'd Rhythm of the Saints and stuff. But this one, I think they went back touring. I think this is from around 2001 or something like that. I have the DVD. I've never had the CD, or CDs I should say. It's a double. And on this one they have a stellar cast of musicians as well. I must check the book. I think it's from 2001 or something like that. It was released in 2004. But I thought it was before that. I'm not 100%. Anyway, like I said, it came out on CD in 2004. They were touring at the time, yeah, so anyway, it doesn't really matter. There you have it. That's Old Friends. Next up is Live from New York City, 1967. This is the two of them performing as a duo with nobody else, as far as I know. It's just an acoustic set. I've never heard this, so it's nice to have it here. So He Was My Brother, Leaves of the Green, Sparrow, Homeward Bound, Feeling Groovy's on it, Richard Corey, Hazel Shade of Winter, Benedictus, Blessed, I Am a Rock, what else is on it? Wednesday Morning 3 AM. So yeah, it's nice little addition to the collection. And finally in this set we have Live 1969. This is a live album again that's come out in the last few years. I think 2008 it came out. But this one is with a band, and you know, it's not a big band, it's just guitar, bass and drums and stuff like that. So again, it's got a repertoire with their hits on it. Pity America isn't on it though. Yeah, I just think that's one of the best songs. Yeah, I haven't heard this, or I haven't heard the 67 either. That's why I kind of got this set, because I didn't have any of the live stuff. I wanted to, you know, get all the stuff. So here we have the booklet. So there's plenty to read here. And that's what I love about Sony and Legacy. You know, they put a lot of effort into the like, money is no object. They put a lot of money, a lot of effort into the repackaging of stuff. It's just fantastic. So here you get the track listings for each, and credits and all that. There's Artie playing the guitar. Yeah, excellent. So yeah, like I said, you know, I'm just surprised that they didn't put a bonus disc in here with the you know, the extras that came with the other collection. I think they're both 80 now as well. It's incredible. And, yeah, great. So there you have it. They were called Tom and Jerry at one stage. So there you have it. That's Simon and Garfunkel, the Complete Albums Collection. This is a great collection, and like I said, it's all under one roof. And I will say again that I think Simon Garfunkel and Simon's solo career up to around 91, it's some of the most essential music that you're going to hear of the last 60 years. So yeah, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and take care.